When Eilat Mazar realized she discovered an ancient structure near Jerusalem, she turned to the Bible to help explain what she found.
And she learned that this new discovery supports the biblical accounts of King David and his son Solomon.
For centuries, stories from the Bible have stood at the center of faith, history, and mystery. Among them, the legacy of King Solomon, the wisest and wealthiest king of ancient Israel, has long fascinated scholars, believers, and adventurers. Legends speak of his vast riches, unimaginable wisdom, and a grand tomb hidden deep beneath the soil of ancient Jerusalem. But no one had ever proven its existence, until now. Archaeologists searching for King David's palace instead stumbled upon something entirely unexpected, what appears to be the lost tomb of King Solomon himself. A discovery buried beneath centuries of dust and doubt may now be rewriting everything we thought we knew. Before we go any further, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss more thrilling discoveries that challenge history and awaken faith. Dr. Eilat Mazar, a respected archaeologist from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, made headlines when she uncovered a massive structure near the ancient city of David. Instead of dismissing the findings as just another ruin, she did something most scientists wouldn't dare. She turned to the Bible for clues. Dr. Mazar wasn't just guessing. She carefully cross-examined scripture with archaeology. She believed the Bible could serve as a valid historical source, something many modern scholars tend to ignore. And her work, guided by both science and scripture, would soon lead her team to one of the most groundbreaking discoveries in biblical archaeology. In 1986, Mazar identified a large gatehouse structure just north of the city of David. At the time, she cautiously dated it to around the 9th century BCE. Without more evidence, she held back from linking it directly to Solomon. But in 2009, she returned with new tools, new insights, and a deeper understanding of the site. As her team continued excavating, they unearthed pottery, stonework, and artifacts that told a different story. Radiocarbon dating and ceramic analysis suggested the site wasn't from the 9th century, but from the 10th century BCE, aligning exactly with the time King Solomon ruled over Israel. Suddenly, it wasn't just a gatehouse anymore. It might have been part of Solomon's grand building projects, the very ones described in the Bible. Among the rubble, archaeologists discovered a sprawling stone wall stretching over 200 feet, with towers, gates, and adjoining buildings. The scale alone pointed to a royal construction project, and the location, near the city of David, was exactly where biblical texts suggest Solomon's kingdom would have stood. Nearby, massive storage jars with Hebrew inscriptions hinted at governmental use. Figurines and decorative items, characteristic of the 10th century, added more support to the theory. One jar even had markings linking it to a high official, evidence of an organized administration, not a tribal outpost. This wasn't just another ruin, it was a royal complex. Though their goal had been to locate the palace of King David, Mazar's team quickly realized they were onto something even more astonishing. Deep within the foundations, they found chambers and tunnels, one of which, some researchers now believe, could be Solomon's final resting place. The possibility is staggering. A tomb, undisturbed for nearly 3,000 years, now revealing secrets lost to time. And while absolute proof remains elusive, the growing list of evidence makes it harder and harder to ignore. The city of David, located just south of the Temple Mount in modern-day Jerusalem, has been a treasure trove of ancient relics. Excavations in the area have unearthed everything from ancient water systems like Hezekiah's tunnel to ceremonial inscriptions and clay seals, known as Boule, bearing names tied to biblical figures. Some of these seals directly date to the time of David and Solomon, including names of royal officials. These tiny pieces of clay were used to stamp documents and secure scrolls, but now they're unlocking massive historical truths. They're proof that an advanced bureaucracy existed during Solomon's time, exactly as the Bible describes. One question continues to puzzle historians. If Solomon was so powerful, why has his tomb remained hidden for so long? There are several theories. Some believe that over centuries of war, conquest, and natural decay, the tomb may have collapsed or been buried beneath newer construction. Others think the tomb was intentionally hidden to protect it from looters, a common practice in the ancient world. Still, the city of David is vast, and even with modern technology, much of it remains unexplored. Dr. Mazar's findings could just be the beginning of what lies beneath the surface. For years, many believed that Solomon's tomb had to be near the Temple Mount, the site of his most famous architectural achievement, the First Temple. But political and religious sensitivities have made excavations at that site almost impossible. According to ancient Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions, the Temple Mount is sacred ground. It has been at the center of faith, war, and empire for millennia. But this reverence has also kept scientists from digging too deep, fearing backlash or accusations of desecration. Though early explorers tried to map underground caves and tunnels in the area, most of their work was incomplete and unauthorized. Today, no definitive evidence links Solomon's tomb to the Temple Mount, but the mystery remains alive. Another contender for Solomon's burial site is Zedekiah's Cave, also called Solomon's Quarries. This enormous underground limestone cavern beneath the Muslim quarter of Jerusalem's Old City stretches beneath 5 city blocks. Legends claim the stone used for Solomon's temple was quarried from this very cave. Some even believe hidden passageways inside might lead to a concealed tomb. Though open to tourists today, much of the cave remains unexplored due to safety concerns. Could the ancient kings have hidden their tombs there, far from obvious sight? Some scholars believe it's entirely possible. For centuries, many thought Mount Zion housed the tombs of David and Solomon. But modern archaeology tells a different story. The real city of David is south of the Temple Mount, not on Mount Zion. Ancient texts like 1 Kings 2:10 clearly state that King David was buried in the city of David, and it's logical to assume his son Solomon was buried nearby. Earlier digs in the early 1900s uncovered tomb-like structures in this area, but the evidence was either overlooked or misinterpreted. Now, with renewed interest and more advanced technology, researchers are giving these forgotten sites a second look. Some old maps and texts speak of secret tunnels and chambers beneath Jerusalem. Some even claim they were built to hide the tombs of ancient kings. One theory suggests that Hezekiah's tunnel, built to protect the city's water supply during siege, might have been routed intentionally to avoid disturbing these sacred burials. In one excavation, 9 rock-cut chambers were found, 3 of which were believed to be royal tombs. Their design, scale, and location match biblical descriptions. Could one of these be Solomon's final resting place? Adding to the mystique is the legend of Solomon's seal, a signet ring said to grant him dominion over spirits and animals. Though its origins are shrouded in myth, references to the seal span Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions. Some wonder if the ring or similar artifacts might be buried with him. If found, they would be among the most significant religious and historical artifacts in human history. While we don't yet have absolute confirmation, the evidence is mounting. From monumental architecture and ancient seals to pottery and inscriptions, each discovery points toward the same truth. The biblical accounts of David and Solomon are more than legend, they're rooted in history. Dr. Mazar's team may have uncovered the edge of something much greater than a palace or city wall. They may have found the entrance to the most important royal tomb in biblical history. Whether buried beneath the city of David, sealed within a cave, or resting beneath centuries of construction, the tomb of King Solomon continues to call to us from the ancient past.
As technology advances,
Archaeologists hope to explore deeper and farther, using non-invasive tools like ground-penetrating radar to scan for hidden chambers. Each step brings us closer to confirming what once seemed only a legend. What do you think? Could King Solomon's tomb finally be within our reach? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more discoveries that bring the Bible to life and reveal the forgotten truths of our past.